Hi, everyone. Um, I'm Nikita, and I'm going to show you some behind the scenes of my latest project, Market Map. But first, a few words about myself. So I have a background in climate sciences and design, and I create tools to work with data. I lead a small data visualization studio called Interacta, where we create unique data visualizations for other companies. I'm also the co-author of Cosmograph, which is a free web-based tool for network graph visualization. It is the fastest tool that is available right now, so you can visualize graphs up to 1 million nodes just on your laptop. And I'm the author of an open source data visualization library called UNAViz, which is a library for the web that integrates nicely with all major UI frameworks like React, Angular, Svelte, or Vue.js. And Market Map is my latest project, and it is a visualization of stock market data in an unusual way. It is a constellation of companies where every dot represents a company, and they're clustered together based on their financial metrics by an algorithm called UMAP. So technically what UMAP does, it gets all of that multi-dimensional data and reduces it to fewer dimensions, like 2 or 3. And so you can draw it as a map. And companies with similar financial metrics, they naturally cluster with each other. So it becomes like a real map. And users can explore this map in a variety of different ways. So they can explore different sectors of the US economy or different indexes and see the companies that make up those indexes. Or they can explore individual companies by clicking on the dots. And the reason why I created Market Map was mainly my curiosity in the field and in the data. Usually, the traditional financial tools, they have a lot of tables and time series charts. And the best known map of the stock market is actually a tree map. So I thought, well, maybe we can build something more interesting than that. And as any other data visualization project, Market Map started with finding data. And surprisingly, financial data is not easy to get. Usually it's not free, you have to pay for it. And if you use an API, you will have quite strict limits on the number of requests that you can make. So we had to build even a caching layer to limit the number of requests. And the data is constantly changing. So new companies come to the market, other companies die. So it's the constant flux of data. And especially if you want to get historical data and real-time data and pre-processed data, like meaning that you want to use not raw financial metrics, but relative metrics like price over earnings or net profit margin, then it becomes really a challenging task getting that data. And after, we switched our APIs few times. Finally, we got a data source that worked for us, and we started experimenting with it. Usually, we don't do design first. We start coding right away, and we create interactive prototypes, trying to find the best way to visualize the data. And one of the first challenges we faced with was that the data has a temporal dimension. So it's changing all the time. And we tried to visualize that change. And it was very dynamic. So here you see points moving around. So every frame is a financial quarter. And you can see how dynamic it is. So it was kind of difficult to follow, and we didn't know what to do with it. Here's how it looks if you visualize it in 3D over time, it's like giant financial spaghetti. It was very difficult to work with. So yeah, we just put it aside because we could not find a way to integrate it into our project. Also, balancing aesthetics and functionality is always a different task. And we were arguing a lot between using two-dimensional map or three-dimensional map. And after going back and forth multiple times, we landed on having three-dimensional map by default and allowing users to switch to 2 dimensions if they want. And visualizing several thousand points and animating them in real time, and by the way, the final data set has 6,000 points, well, approximately. Those are the companies trading on NYSE or NASDAQ. And it was a technical challenge to visualize all of them in real time in 3D. And it forced us to use some of the advanced 3D rendering techniques with 3GS. For our color scheme, we turned to science, and we used one of the Fabio Cromeri's scientific color schemes. We tweaked it a little bit, and we liked the result a lot. Another problem is our points, they have size. So here, for example, what you see right now, size of the point corresponds to its market capitalization. And points can overlap or even hide each other. So we had to build a collision detection algorithm that evenly distributes the points so they don't overlap. They're always visible. And we had a lot of ideas about user interface, like what are the controls we could give our users. Yeah, the first versions of MarketMap, they even had an ability to run UMap, the algorithm, in the browser, so you could select your own set of features, run the algorithm, and build your own map. And we had different drop-downs, allowing users to change the colors of the points and sizes of the points independently. And we even had a list of histograms where you could filter, and like it worked like a screener for your data. And after all of those experiments and iterations, the project felt all over the place. We had so many ideas, and we didn't know how to make it look well and concise. So we turned to design, and we created static design mocks in Figma, and that really helped us identify the features of the projects that we would like it to have at the final version. And we wanted to design it both for phones and desktops. So we had 2 designs, one for small screens, another one for bigger screens, and we were building the project immediately for both platforms. And we even thought, what if it were a real product? And we defined a set of features that would be unique for that product, and a set of key design elements, and all of those really helped us to crystallize the final look and feel of MarketMap. And I would like to tell a few words about the launch. We announced the project on multiple platforms, such as Hacker News, Product Hunt, LinkedIn, Twitter, and a few other platforms as well. And surprisingly, the most interest, the biggest audience came from Hacker News. So somehow it had that organic interest to the project. As for Product Hunt, we didn't do well. We didn't even make it to the top 50 products of the day, and I knew that if you want to have a successful launch on Product Hunt, then you really have to prepare for it, and we didn't. Surprisingly, we had almost no interest on Twitter. Like, the post about the project had only a few likes, and well, maybe the algorithm didn't like the project. I don't know. And I would like to share a few stats from the launch. So we launched it in August, and since then we had about 27 unique visitors, 27,000 unique visitors. Most of them came from the US, and almost half of the visitors came from either phones or tablets, which kind of confirms our idea that nowadays, if you design a data visualization, you have to design it for both platforms, for smaller screens and for bigger screens. And thanks a lot for being here today, and it's questions time. If you have any questions, feel free to ask.